right, y'all, we got a very interesting title here we about to get right into and check out. We got NBA players with the most baby mamas. This is why I decided not to go to the NBA, because I don't want multiple baby mamas, me personally. I feel like one woman to have my kids is enough for a guy like me. I don't need multiple, them too many like different like characters and personalities that you gotta hold, what's the word I'm looking for? You gotta deal with, I guess. So that's why I chose not to go to the NBA, man, because they be having multiple baby mamas for the most part. Most of them. Not all, but most. But let's get into this video. Let's see all the NBA.
When it comes to the court.
With the most baby mamas. Let's see who got the complete most. I think, let me take a guess real quick before we get started. Who got the most? They got AI right here before we start, but it's not AI. I'm going to say Gary Payton, maybe? Or I heard sources say that MJ got a few baby mamas. That's what sources say. I didn't say that though. That didn't come from me. That's just what I heard, through the grapevine. Let's get into this. Let's see what they say in this video.
NBA players are known for chin, all rebounds, and perfect dribbles. But outside the court, quite a few of them struggle with baby mama drama. From Calvin Murphy, who has 14 kids with 9 women, to Jason Caffey.
Oh, I was totally wrong. 14 kids with 9 different women? Oh my God. I know for a fact, I'm not having for a fact more than 2 baby mamas. Like, I don't even want 2. But if it don't work out with the first one, then I still want more kids, and heck. But I'm not having, what? 9? Oh my God. I don't know how them guys do it.
Caffey with 10 kids and 8 baby mamas, the drama is unending. Don't even get me started on the child support payments. Let's get into some players with their very own basketball team and multiple baby mamas. Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson is the father of 5 children with his high school sweetheart, Tawana Turner. Iverson was one of the most entertaining and glorified NBA stars of all time, but sadly his relationship with his wife ended badly. For 14 seasons, he was one of the most fascinating characters on and off the court, and retired as an 11-time All-Star and 1-time league MVP. Behind the scenes, Iverson's life was a storm. This guy lived a wild and lavish lifestyle that suited an athlete of his caliber. His life wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, though. Iverson has been in trouble with the law quite a few times. One such time was in 2001 when he threw his naked wife out of the house. During the ongoing domestic dispute, Iverson and his...
He did what now? He threw his naked wife out the house? Don't throw that on AI name. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not throw that on AI name. If that's not 100% true, and that's just the story you heard, you shouldn't put that out there. That better be 100% true. Comment down below. I've never heard of that about AI. He did what? That's a hard statement to be putting out, brother. Let me know if that's true down in the comments below. This is my first time hearing of that. He threw his naked wife out of his house?
His uncle went searching for his wife and found her in a hotel with 2 men. Iverson had a loaded gun.
I don't know if the story just got better or worse. Then his uncle found his wife in a hotel with not 1 man, but 2? And she was supposed to be naked then, right? Because he threw her out. With 2 men? This story just got beyond interesting. Oh, I need to hear everything now.
And was charged with a weapon violation, aggravated assault, and criminal trespassing. Who knows how they stayed together after that? Things took a drastic turn for the worse when he and his wife started their divorce proceedings in 2012. He was so broke that he allegedly had to ask his ex-wife for money for a cheeseburger during their divorce hearings. That's right, Iverson, who was once one of the biggest names in the NBA, was going through a financial crisis and shouted, "I don't even have enough money for a cheeseburger," in court. His wife then allegedly took out $61 and gave it to him. A sad way to end a relationship, especially when you've had 5 kids together. But our next...
Is this true? Like, how true is this? That definitely sound. It could be. You never know.
Guy has had even more. Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge and his wife Michelle Ainge ended up having 6 kids together. Just like Iverson, Ainge met his wife in high school. But luckily for him, the two enjoyed a happy marriage with no major issues that we know about anyway. What's funny is that Ainge says that his wife fell in love with him, not for his skills on the court, but for being a football player. Fortunately for him, she didn't mind a husband who played b-ball either. If you didn't know, Danny Ainge was a three-star athlete in high school, playing not only football and basketball, but also baseball, as well as playing for multiple teams in the NBA like Portland, Boston, and Sacramento. He also played baseball at a professional level. That's right. Before his NBA debut in 1981, Ainge did a 3-year stint in the MLB for the Toronto Blue Jays. Although he chilled out in later years, a young Danny Ainge was known as a brash and aggressive player who did some crazy things on the court, like wrestling one of his opponents. I guess that counts as another sport under his belt. This family lives and breathes sports, and his wife's known to play a bit of tennis, while one of his sons, Austin Ainge, made it to the NBA too. While Danny Ainge managed to have a happy marriage, most NBA stars aren't as lucky. Shawn Bradley. Shawn Bradley also has 6 kids with 1 baby mama, but their relationship didn't end well. Bradley found love back in the early 90s and married Annette Everson in 1993. They had 6 children whose names begin with the letter C: Sierra, Chase, Cheyenne, Chelsea, Charity, and Chance. Alliteration aside, having 6 loving children wasn't enough to keep these two together, and they ended up getting a divorce. Bradley remarried in 2017 and ended up adopting 3 more children with his new wife. He was known as a charitable...
Damn, what is he, like 7 feet 7? He a giant.
Man and strict Christian who loved giving back to his community. He was also known for being one of the tallest basketball players of all time at 7'6", which would have contributed.
I was close. I said 7'7", he's 7'6". I was close. That was me guessing. That's crazy. I was very close.
To him leading the league in blocks during the 1996 to 1997 season. Sadly though, Shawn Bradley was hit by a car in 2021 while riding a bike and was left paralyzed. These days he can't walk and uses a wheelchair to get around. At the height of his career, he was also somewhat of an actor too, and featured in the iconic Looney Tunes and NBA crossover Space Jam. Michael Jordan also starred in the iconic film and is another guy with a lot of kids. Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I heard about MJ. Okay, so MJ up there. Let's go.
Michael Jordan has 5 kids with 2 baby mamas, and although he tried to make things work with his first wife, he couldn't, and she left with one of the biggest payouts ever received from a divorce settlement. In fact, at the time, it was the largest public celebrity divorce settlement of the time. Michael Jordan is known as one of the best basketball players ever, and has won so many awards and broken many records, like winning 6 titles and going a perfect 6-0 in the NBA Finals. On top of that, he's won championships, 6 Finals MVPs, 5 MVPs, 10 scoring titles, 3 steals titles, and was named the 1987 to 88 Defensive Player of the Year. His resume speaks for itself and showcases the caliber of player he was, but off the court, things weren't so good, especially not for his relationships. He married his first wife, Juanita Vanoy, back in 1989, and the two had 3 kids together. They lasted until 2002, when they filed for divorce and gave the reason as irreconcilable differences. However, the differences were reconcilable as they got back together shortly after. The final nail in the coffin came for their marriage in 2006 when they separated for the last time, and Juanita would walk away with a $168 million settlement, a huge sum of cash that would be equivalent to around $250 million.
I thought it would have been more than that. She only walked away with $168 million? The reason I say that because Michael Jordan is a billionaire. So that means she only got almost less than 10%. Well, like 10%. I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. Hey, if I'm Michael Jordan, I'm cool with her getting 160. Cause like I said, he got billions. Like he have billions. I'm cool. That ain't even half. I would have thought she would have left with like 500, 600 mil. She only left with 160 mil. If I'm MJ, I'm definitely cool with that.
Today, Jordan's net worth is estimated to be around $3 billion, so I guess he can afford it. He remarried again in 2013 to Yvette Prieto, and they went on to have 2 daughters together. Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal has 5 kids with 2 different women. Shaq met his first wife, Shawnee Nelson, in 1996, just after he left the Orlando Magic for the Lakers. They didn't get married right away, and he'd wait 6 years before making her his wife. The two got married top secret ceremony in 2002. Shawnee worked in the film industry, and Shaq described his marriage as a perfect situation. He said that leaving her was one of his biggest regrets. They'd have 4 children together, a massive Beverly Hills home, and a whole lot of money. But things didn't work out well for them, and they split, first in 2007 and then again in 2009. Shaq had this to say about the situation with his first wife. "You know, when you get older, you try to think about the mistakes that you made that could have been avoided. Divorce is one of them. As of yet, Shaq hasn't remarried, so you might be wondering who his other baby mama is. Well, it was a girl he met before his first wife. Not much is known about her, but they had Shaq's first daughter, Tahira, back in 1996. Although he's never remarried, Shaq has had plenty of relationships since his divorce, but none of them seem to end well for him. He was known to have been dating Nicole Alexander in 2010 and then Letitia Roll in 2014, who he was engaged to before splitting up in 2018. 5 children must be a handful, but the next NBA star on our list has even more. Dominique Wilkins. Dominique Wilkins has 6 kids with 2 baby mamas. He was known as the human highlight film, and for good reason. Wilkins was one of the most powerful as well as exciting dunkers the NBA has ever seen, and was well known for his legendary battles with Michael Jordan. In 1992, he found love and married Nicole Berry, and the 2 of them had 4 children together. They stayed together for 11 years, which is a lot longer than most on our list.
He married Nicole Berry? Okay, Dominique.
But they separated in 2003. In 2006, he got married again to Robin Wilkins, and they had 2 kids before getting divorced. He's also become a stepfather to Robin's child Isaiah from a previous relationship, who went on to become a basketball player and coach. You'd think he'd give up after 2 failed marriages, but Dominique was as persistent in his search for love as he was on the court. He got married for a 3rd time to a lady named Sunny. There's not a lot known about her, but we...
Getting married 3 times, I don't understand those type of men. Getting married 3 and 4 times, I don't understand those type of mans.
Though they got divorced in 2018. We don't know what's causing all of these marriage failures, but the 4th time might be the charm for Wilkins. He's currently in a relationship with Jedediah Hazelwood, and we don't know when they linked up, but we know they're together because they can't stop posting pics on each other's IG pages. Hazel is a police officer and has 4 kids from a previous relationship. What do you think? Will this one turn out any better? 6 kids is a lot for any parent to deal with, but for some NBA stars, that's nothing. Karl Malone. Karl Malone has 7 kids with 3 women, and although he's one of NBA's greatest stars, he's got a very dark and creepy past when it comes to his children and relationships. Still, Malone was a great basketball player. He's a 2-time MVP and has the 3rd all-time career points sitting at 36,928, which is very impressive. He was known for his great career with Utah, who he helped reach the finals multiple times. However, do these accolades make up for the fact that he had a child with a 13-year-old when he was 20? Well, no, I think we can all agree that's very...
Yeah, I heard that. Now, this right here story is a fact. This is a fact. I heard he, had a child with a 13-year-old girl. I don't know what his girl parents was at. I don't even know how he got involved or around, to do. I don't know. But let's see.
Very wrong. It's a peculiar situation, especially as he's never been charged with any crimes related to it, and that's because charges were never filed. Despite that, though, a DNA test proved that there's a 99% chance he's the father of Demetrius Bell, who was conceived when his mother was only 12 years old. His mother, Gloria Bell, was allegedly a neighbor of Karl Malone's.
Then on top of that, their son turned out to be a professional NFL player? That's even more. I didn't know the child turned out to be a professional athlete as well. That's even more crazy.
Charges were never filed is because apparently Bell's family received an undisclosed lump sum of money. Karl Malone never paid child support and told Demetrius when he was 18 that he was on his own and would have to make his way in the world, which he did, becoming an NFL player. However, he did start to mend their relationship in 2014 when Demetrius would have been 30 years old. What's crazier is that Malone already had 2 children at the time Demetrius was born with a woman named Bonita Ford. Like Bell, he wasn't in their life until they were much older. Malone's final 4 children are with his wife Kay Kinsey, whom he married in 1990. Karl Malone's parenting is weird to say the least, but our next guy has even more kids. Julius Erving. Julius Erving has 8 kids with 3 baby mamas. His career was legendary, and he became...
He had 8 kids, and he got 3 baby mamas? Let's hear it.
The ABA's biggest star while winning 2 championships, and went on to win the 1983 NBA title with Philadelphia. It's safe to say his basketball career was great, but like many others, the same couldn't be said about his love life. Julius Erving's family situation ended in tragedy. In 1972, he married Turquoise Brown, and they divorced in 2003 after it came to light that Erving had a son, Jules, outside the marriage with a woman named Doris Madden. Erving's history of affairs didn't end there, though, and while married to Turquoise in 1980, Erving had an affair with a sports writer named Samantha Stevenson. They had a daughter, Alexandra Stevenson, who became a professional tennis.
He had an affair with a sports writer. And he not the, I heard about, I want to see if they going to say it first. I heard about a present NBA player that had a child with a sports reporter. But I want to see if they going to say it. Let's see if they know about it. Let's see.
Player. Erving had only paid child support and stayed out of Alexandra's life until 2008 when they began to develop a real father-daughter relationship. Erving eventually married Madden, the first woman he had an affair with, and had 2 more children, Justin and Julieta. With his first wife, Erving had 4 children, Jasmine, Julius, Corey, and Cheo. So going into his second marriage, Erving already had 5 kids, and by the end of it, he'd have 7. Tragedy fell on the Erving family in the summer of 2000 when their son Corey passed away in an accidental drowning. Corey inadvertently crashed his car in a retention pond after leaving a family cookout to buy a loaf of bread. The next guy on our list has fewer kids but as many baby mamas. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Wait, what? He got fewer kids but more baby mamas? Kareem, let's hear about it.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has 5 kids with 3 women, and the career of this legend was seriously sensational. He was the NBA's all-time leading scorer until LeBron passed him in 2023. Still, his 38,387 career points, as well as his 6 NBA titles and 6 MVPs, make Kareem one of the greatest players to ever live. On top of being one of the greatest scorers to ever do it, he's also not bad when it comes to having kids. Kareem married his first wife, Janice Brown, in 1972 after they met at a Lakers game, and like him, she converted to Islam and changed her name to Habiba Abdul-Jabbar. They had 3 kids together, and one of them, Sultan, followed in his footsteps for a while, becoming a basketball player, but eventually switched to acting. In 1978, Kareem and Habiba divorced, and he'd go on to have another kid with Cheryl Pistono. It's said that Cheryl was one of the most influential people in Kareem's life, and according to him, she had a bigger impact on him than his coaches, teachers, or teammates. Although they never got married, they had a son and split up in 1985, a year after their son was born, but would still maintain a close relationship. Cheryl would end up marrying someone else, and Kareem went on to have another son with a woman named Julie Odds. 3 baby mamas must be hard work, but our next player has 4. Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson has 5 kids with 4 women, but the exact details aren't clear, and there's a lot.
5 kids with 4 women. That's almost a baby a woman. Like each woman get a baby. He you feel me?
A lot of confusion around his personal life. In the 1990s, Larry Johnson became a household name, and it wasn't just because of his basketball skills. As well as impressing on the court, he also starred in a series of commercials for the shoe brand Converse. Like everything else NBA related in the 1990s, the shoe game was dominated by Michael Jordan, so Converse had to come up with something new. They came up with a series of commercials starring Larry Johnson as a character called Grandmama, and people loved it. Of course, they also loved his basketball performances. He played 10 seasons, most notably with the Charlotte Hornets and New York Knicks. Johnson won the Rookie of the Year award in 1992 and played in the 1999 NBA Finals. Off the court, Johnson is the father of 5 children to 4 women. It's hard to find any concrete info on his children and their baby mama, but it appears Johnson has had 2 children with ex-wife Celeste Wingfield. He had another child with Dronda Gilliam Muhammad and 1 more with Laura Tate. It's also said he has another child, but who the mother is, nobody knows. It's also probably worth mentioning that Tate sued him for not paying child support and won his $800,000 house. Larry Johnson isn't the only NBA star with some mystery around his baby mamas. Royce White. Royce White has 5 kids with 4 baby mama, but next to nothing.
I never even heard of this guy before, like ever. Never heard, never seen them. But he got them baby mamas, though.
Is known about any of them. This is probably because not much is known about him either. You might be wondering who Royce White even is. And if you don't know,
you might baby mother? Exactly. I never even heard or seen this guy before.
He had a brief stint with the Sacramento Kings in 2014, but only played 3 games with them in the NBA. We know he has 5 children with 4 different women, but as of now, nothing is known about who they are. Royce himself has been busy pursuing other endeavors and is now a politician. That's right, he's now a Republican and making a run for the U.S. Senate. What's interesting is that he's currently the youngest and only U.S. Senate candidate born in the 90s. Politics isn't his only other endeavor, though, and in 2021, he also made his MMA debut but lost and never returned to that sport either. It seems like this guy can't make up his mind about what career to choose. Royce doing all of that with 5 kids is impressive, but our next player has 6.
Whoa.
Juwan Howard. Juwan Howard has 6 kids with 4 baby mamas, and some of them are now pro basketball players.
I thought you were saying he had 6 baby mamas at first. I'm finna say, okay. 6 kids, 4 baby mamas. That's still a lot, though. A lot of baby mamas.
2. He was part of the Fab Five at the University of Michigan, alongside Chris Webber, Jalen Rose, Jimmy King, and Ray Jackson. After college, Howard spent a crazy 19 years in the NBA, winning 2 titles alongside LeBron James with the Miami Heat. Howard might be a champion on the court, but he's not doing bad outside of it either. He is the proud father of 6 children to 4 women. Howard had 2 sons, Juwan Jr. with Marquita Blyden and Joshua with Tabitha Johnson. The 2-time NBA champion also had 2 daughters, Star with Christy Wilmot and Scott, whose mother is unknown. In 2002, Howard married Janine Wardally, and they had 2 more kids, Jace and Jet. Out of Howard's children, his sons have all played college basketball. Howard has coached 2 of his sons at Michigan, Jet and Jace. His son Jet plays for the Orlando Magic and has had some impressive performances. You could say basketball runs in this family. Like Howard, there's one more NBA player who also has 6 kids with 4 women. Scott Skiles. Scott Skiles has 6 children with 4 baby mamas. When you think of the NBA's all-time single-game assist record, you might believe that record belongs to either Magic Johnson, John Stockton, or even Oscar Robertson. But nope, that record belongs to Scott Skiles. Skiles recorded 30 assists in a game against the Denver Nuggets. This record...
What? 30 assists in one game? Oh, this guy is a legend.
Performance occurred during the 1990-91 season when Skiles was named as the NBA's most improved player. Although we know a thing or two about his basketball career, there's not much information about his children and their mothers. What we know is that 3 of his children's names are Shelby, Shawn, and Scott Jr. There's another Scott who has even more kids than him, though. Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen has 7 kids with 4 baby mamas, and he sadly lost one.
I thought Scottie only had all his kids about 1 woman. I did not expect Scottie to be on this list. He got how many baby mamas? Scottie. Is this why his ex-wife? Never mind.
Of them due to a tragic health complication. Many think Pippen is the best number 2 option the NBA has ever seen. His plays went so well with Michael Jordan, which is why he and the Chicago Bulls won 6 championships in 8 years. Pippen was also a great dad. He's the father of 7 children from 4 women, and his first child, Antron, was born in 1987 to his then wife, Karen McCollum. Sadly, Antron Pippen died of an asthma attack in 2021. He was 33 years old. Pippen also had a daughter with girlfriend Sonia Roby, named Taylor, in 1994. Taylor played volleyball for Southern Illinois University and even played professionally. In 1995, Pippen had a daughter, Sierra, with a woman named Yvette De Leon. Pippen also has a daughter named Taylor to a woman named Sonia Roby. He was also married to Larsa Union, which is probably his most well-known relationship. They were married from 1990.
That's the only woman I know him with. He had all them other baby mamas, and that was the only one I knew about. That's crazy.
7 to 2021 and had 4 children together. Their children are Justin, Preston, Scottie Jr., and Sophia. Scottie Jr. has followed his father to the NBA, signing with the Lakers in 2022. But so far, his career hasn't been too successful. In 2024, Scottie Jr. signed a 2-way contract to join the Memphis Grizzlies, and only time will tell if he can duplicate the success his father has seen in the NBA. The next NBA player officially has 5 kids, but it's rumored he may have many more. Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard is said to have 5 kids with 3 women, but it's rumored he has 8. The Orlando Magic era of Dwight Howard was one of their best, and he played 8 seasons with them.
You say it's rumored he have 8, though. That's what I'm saying. They be keeping these baby mamas in the closet, like, and places that don't even exist for real. Like, how do they keep these baby mamas hidden so well? That's what I want to know.
where he won 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards. In his prime, Howard was one of the most dominant defenders ever, but unlike his professional career, his personal life wasn't as successful. The basketball star fathered 5 children with 5 different women. However, despite not having much success with his baby mama, he's always been a doting father. From hyping up his kids on social media to guiding them in life, he is dedicated to fulfilling his role as a father. He had a complicated on and off relationship with his eldest son's mother, Royce Reed. She was a former Orlando Magic cheerleader. After an ugly breakup, the Champ and Reed reunited and welcomed their son, Braylon, on November 18, 2007. Howard's 4 other children have different mothers: Dwight III to Christine Vest, JD to Hope Alexa, Layla to Tiffany Render, and David to Melissa Rios. Sadly, Melissa Rios passed away from an epileptic seizure in 2020, and it resulted in Dwight having a lawsuit with her mother with regards to custody over their son, David. While Melissa was alive, she shared custody with Dwight, but after her death, her mother also wanted custody. Eventually, they sorted it out in court, but it's nice to see how far Dwight goes for his children, and he's always posting about how much they mean to him. 5 baby mothers is a lot, but Howard's not the only one that can boast that many. Kenny Anderson. Kenny Anderson has 7 kids with 5 women. He spent 14 years in the NBA and is most known for his performances with the New Jersey Nets. Anderson made the All-Star team in 1994 when he averaged 18.8 points and 9.6 assists per game. Off the court, Anderson was very busy having kids. In 1991,
he definitely was. He was a busy man for sure.
Anderson dated Dee Dee Roper, who was also known as Spinderella and was a part of the female hip-hop group Salt and Pepper. They had a daughter together named Christy. Anderson married Tammy Roman in 1994 and had 2 children together. Their names are Lyric and Jazz. The couple divorced in 2001, but Anderson moved on, marrying Tamika Lockhart in 2002. The couple had 1 child, Kenneth Jr., before divorcing in 2004. While the 2004 NBA playoffs were going on, Anderson met his current wife, Natasha, with whom he has a stepdaughter. Anderson has 3 more children, including a daughter named Danielle, to an unknown woman. Anderson also has 2 children with a woman named Sonny Castro. The children's names are Devin and Kenneth Jr. And yes, he has 2 Kenneth Jr.'s. Talk about egotistical and who gives...
It can only be 1 junior. How is this man just gonna have 2? This man is crazy. This guy is crazy. How you gonna have 2 juniors, bro? He crazy.
2 of their kids the same name. 5 baby mamas is an achievement, but 6 is just crazy. Shawn Kemp. Shawn Kemp has 7 children with 6 women. Also, known as the Rain Man, he was a super exciting figure in the NBA and was beloved by crowds for his high-flying, super powerful slam dunks. Kemp famously helped lead the Seattle Supersonics to the NBA Finals in 1996, where they were defeated by the Chicago Bulls led by Michael Jordan. He was busy off the court, too, and to say Kemp has a big family would be an understatement. The rumors say that Kemp has 7 children with 6 women. His first child, Shawn Kemp Jr., was born in 1991 to an unknown woman. Kemp Jr. played college basketball at the University of Washington.
All these women's them that be unknown, talking to an unknown women.
His other son, Jamin, was born in 2000, and he played basketball at Southeastern Louisiana and even tried out for the Portland Trail Blazers G League team. The only woman known to have had children with Kemp is his ex-wife, Marvina Thomas, who is an ex-NFL cheerleader as well as author. The couple had 2 children, Jamin and Tiara. The other mothers and the names of the kids are unknown. When you have that many kids with that many women, even he probably doesn't remember who they are. 7 kids is insane, but some have even more. Willie Anderson. Willie Anderson has 9 kids and 7 baby mamas, which is quite frankly ridiculous.
Ridiculous! 7 baby mamas? How do these... Never mind. I just don't understand.
When Anderson burst onto the scene playing for Antonio in 1988, everyone thought he'd be their next biggest player. And as a rookie, he certainly looked promising. He was named to the NBA All-Rookie team after averaging 18.6 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 4.6 assists per game. After his rookie season, Anderson would completely fall off, and his game was never the same. Anderson retired after 9 seasons, which would surprisingly be the same amount of kids he has. It must be some kind of synchronicity. He was married to Cynthia Anderson for some years before getting divorced. They had at least 1 child together, but next to nothing is known about their relationship. Anderson also had children with former girlfriends, Marsha Richardson and Sanji Austin. Their names are unknown. 4 other women, 3 of whose names are unknown, also have children with him. The only child's name that is known is that of former University of Tennessee basketball player Alex Anderson. Anderson had Alex with a woman named Timber Harris. There is no information available about Anderson's relationship with Harris or whether Anderson has played any role in Alex's life. When you're hitting those kinds of numbers, it must be impossible to keep track of what's going on. The next 2 have so many kids.
it gotta be impossible to keep a track of what's really going on because you got too many different characters and people you dealing with at the time.
And baby mamas that it's pretty unbelievable. Jason Caffey. Jason Caffey has 10 kids and 8 baby mamas. Although this dude is now in his 50s, he was a very busy man in his younger years and is now up to his eyeballs in child support lawsuits. Caffey was most known for his supporting role on the Chicago Bulls championship teams in 1996 and 1997. He played 8 years in the NBA, with his last season being in 2002. He was known to suffer from bad anxiety, and that combined with an assault charge is why his career was cut short. Caffey has reportedly fathered 10 children to 8 different women. This includes having 2 children with ex-wife.
He was definitely the problem. That's all I'm saying. 8 baby mamas, you're the problem. At that point, you one of these rappers. In his mind, he's a rapper. He's not a basketball player. He's a rapper in his mind. 8 baby mamas.
Wife, BB Caffey, who filed for divorce from Caffey in 2016. It's been reported that Caffey has fathered at least 1 child with LaRonda Brown and 1 with Nicole Carter. The remaining women who have given birth to Caffey's children are unknown. However, in May 2010, he was charged with domestic violence when he allegedly kicked and hit a woman. We don't know who the woman was, but we can assume it was likely one of his baby mothers. Last but not least, we have a guy that takes things to a whole new level with 14 kids.
14?
Calvin Murphy.
14.
Calvin Murphy has 14 kids with 9 different women and also some very serious and disgusting allegations. Most of his children were born outside of marriage, as he can only confirm that he was married to one of the women whose name is Vernetta Murphy. Vernetta had 3 children with Murphy. One of his other baby mama's names was Phyllis Davidson, who died in a car accident in 1996. According to Vernetta Murphy, Calvin was married to Phyllis too, but nobody can confirm if that's true or not. Murphy's other children were born to women who were not in a serious relationship with the NBA star. In 2004, 5 of Murphy's daughters accused him of sexually abusing them when they were younger. Murphy denied the claims, saying his kids were trying to get money out of him. Ultimately, Murphy was acquitted of all charges and had this to say when the jury found him innocent. For right now, I'm just going to take a step back and enjoy this moment. As you can tell, I am a very emotional person. I carry my feelings on my sleeve, and to hear that people believed in me and found me innocent of those charges, my heart just swelled up and started beating.
Okay, yeah, that guy's crazy. That guy is crazy. I didn't know that these NBA players got up. I didn't know nobody in the NBA had more than 4 baby mamas. I thought the max was somebody that had 4. To see some of them got 7 baby mamas, 8 baby mamas, 9 baby mamas, is insane. And then it be players that's not even that good. They got the most baby mamas. It's crazy. They ain't even got the money to take care of all them kids and baby mamas. Y'all let me know, though, was this an interesting video? If it was, hit the like button for your boy Jamar. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I'll see y'all in the next video.